it's Jessica, and welcome back to the English Pro Podcast. Today, I'm breaking down 10 super common phrases that native speakers, especially younger ones, use all the time. These are the expressions you hear on social media, in casual conversations, and basically everywhere except in your English textbook. By the end of this episode, you'll understand what we really mean when we say these things, and you'll sound way more natural in your conversations. Why these phrases matter. Here's the thing about modern English. It's not just about grammar rules and formal vocabulary anymore. If you want to connect with native speakers, especially people in their 20s and 30s, you need to understand the phrases we actually use in real life. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I studied all these formal expressions. But when I got to Mexico, everyone was using slang I'd never heard before. I felt so lost. The same thing happens to English learners. You might have perfect grammar, but if someone says, "That's a mood," and you have no idea what they mean, you're missing a huge part of natural conversation. Let me tell you about some of the most common phrases you're definitely hearing, but maybe not understanding. The "I'm dead" phrases. Let me start with one that totally confuses people. I'm dead. This means something is so funny that you're laughing incredibly hard. For example, if your friend tells you a hilarious story about their awkward date, you might say, "Oh my God, I'm dead." You're not actually dead. You're just laughing so much it feels like you might die from laughter. Here's one you'll hear constantly. I'm dying. This is basically the same thing. Like this. Imagine someone shows you a funny meme. You could say, "This is so funny. I'm dying." Again, you're perfectly alive, just really amused. Another one in this family is I can't. This means something is so funny, shocking, or unbelievable that you literally cannot handle it. You might say, "She wore that to the wedding? I can't." This means you're so surprised or amused that you can't even process it properly. The "that's fire" group. Now let me share some phrases about things being really good or impressive. That's fire means something is excellent, amazing, or really cool. For example, if your friend shows you their new haircut and it looks fantastic, you could say, "Your hair is fire." This means it looks absolutely amazing. Here's one I use all the time. That hits different. This means something feels especially good or has a special quality that makes it better than usual. Like this. Maybe you're drinking coffee on a perfect morning, and you might say, "This coffee hits different today." It means the experience feels particularly satisfying for some reason. You can try "that's a vibe" when something has a really good feeling or atmosphere. For instance, if you're at a cozy cafe with great music and lighting, you might say, "This place is such a vibe." This means the whole atmosphere feels really good and comfortable. The tea and gossip phrases. Here's something that confused me when I first heard it. Spill the tea. This means to share gossip or tell someone juicy information. For example, if your friend says they have big news about their relationship, you might say, "Come on, spill the tea." You're asking them to tell you all the details. Obviously, this has nothing to do with actual tea. Another one you'll hear is, "What's the tea?" This means, "What's the gossip?" Or, "What's happening?" Like this. If you meet your friend and they seem excited about something, you might ask, "What's the tea?" You're asking them to share whatever interesting news they have. Let me tell you about no cap. This means no lie, or I'm being serious. For instance, if someone tells you an unbelievable story, they might add no cap at the end to emphasize that they're telling the truth. You could say, "That movie was amazing, no cap," to show you really mean it. The mood and energy phrases. Here's one that's everywhere. That's a mood. This means you really relate to something or it perfectly represents how you're feeling. For example, if someone posts a picture of themselves eating ice cream in bed, you might comment, "That's a mood," because you totally understand and relate to that feeling. You can try big mood when you relate to something even more strongly. Like this. If your friend complains about being tired on Monday morning, you might say, "Big mood." This means you completely understand and feel exactly the same way. Let me share one more. Main character energy. This means someone is confident, living their best life, or acting like they're the star of their own story. For instance, if your friend dresses up really nicely just to go grocery shopping, you might say, "I love your main character energy." This means you admire their confidence and self-care attitude, putting it all together. Let me show you how these phrases work in a real conversation. Imagine you're talking to your friend about a party you went to last weekend. "So how was Sarah's party?" your friend asks. "Oh my God, it was such a vibe. The music was fire and everyone was dressed so well," giving main character energy for sure. But then Jake told the story about his dating app disaster. "And I was literally dead. I can't even repeat it, but trust me, it was hilarious. What's the tea with you? You seem excited about something. See how natural that sounds? These phrases help you express enthusiasm, relate to others, and sound more like a native speaker in casual conversations. When and where to use these. Now, here's something important. These phrases are super casual. You'd use them with friends, in text messages, on social media, or in relaxed conversations. Don't use them in formal situations like job interviews, presentations, or academic writing. They're perfect for everyday social interactions, especially with people your age. I remember using "that's fire" in a work meeting once, and everyone looked at me like I was speaking a different language. Know your audience. With friends at lunch? Perfect. With your boss in a formal meeting? Maybe stick to "that's excellent" instead. Practice makes perfect. The best way to learn these phrases is to start noticing them. When you're watching YouTube videos, scrolling through social media, or listening to conversations, pay attention to when people use these expressions. You'll start hearing them everywhere once you know what to listen for. Try using one or two that feel natural to you first. Maybe start with "that's fire" when something is really good, or "I can't" when something is funny or shocking. Don't try to use all of them at once. That would sound forced and unnatural. Wrapping up, so there you have it. 10 phrases that'll help you understand and participate in casual English conversations. Remember, "I'm dead" and "I'm dying" means something is hilarious. "That's fire" means something is amazing. "Spill the tea" means share the gossip. And "that's a mood" means you relate to something completely. If you enjoyed this episode, you might want to check out other episodes. They will help you with modern, casual English communication. Don't worry if these phrases feel weird at first. It's totally normal. Start with the ones that feel most natural to you and gradually add others as you get more comfortable. You're not just learning English, you're learning how English speakers actually communicate in real life. This is Jessica, and you've been listening to the English Pro Podcast. Keep practicing, keep learning, and remember, every conversation is a chance to improve your English. See you in the next episode.